Welcome to Scott Rods. I'm Dave Scott. This is my 1936 Chevy Coupe, and today we begin the reupholstery of my interior. So as you can probably tell, these are not the stock seats from this vintage of vehicle. I have no idea what they came out of, but I kind of want them to look more traditional. So I want to remove the covers, and my dear wife is going to reupholster them for me. So the first step is to strip off these covers so that we have a pattern to work with. So let's get on with that. These are heavy chairs, but that's okay, I'm not going for a race car. Right, step one, I need to remove all these things that are in the way. So I'll get what I can from this side, then I'll flip it upside down and get everything else off. Most of it is attached from the back and the underneath. So let's get on to that. Make sure you have a nice bucket for all your parts that you're going to take off. It's going to be very easy to lose all this stuff. So have a bucket handy, and if, like me, you have a terrible memory, it's worthwhile recording everything you do so that you can go back in your videos and see where things are meant to go. Okay, the bucket is in place. Let's get on with this. I do like to wear gloves most of the time because you don't actually know what's going to be under here that's going to rip your hand apart. So yep, there's a couple of screws there. I'll probably remove this panel first because I can't get the headrest out at the moment for some strange reason. And I think there might be clamps on the underside. I think there might be clamps inside there, but we'll take this panel off first and see what lies beneath. And yes, I'm now taking my gloves off. Breaking my own rules. Easier to work with screwdrivers. Into the bucket. So that pops out like that, but I still need to disconnect these cables, otherwise that's just going to hang there. Well, I was expecting this to all be held in with those hog rings, but it looks, to be honest, like I just take these off and then pull the cover off. How awesome is that? I thought I was going to have to take this whole cable assembly apart, but I don't think I do. Let's have a look at the headrest is held in with, I don't know what they are. But I need to get these black things off because it's not going past that. So let's see if I can get these off. Yeah, I can't seem to get these off. I don't want to break them. So let's just keep investigating and see what's underneath here. Let's turn it on its side. Well, this is frustrating. So after fighting for about 30 minutes trying to figure this out, obviously you squeeze this section here and it comes out and it adjusts the height, but I couldn't figure out how to get the whole thing out. I noticed that this top bit actually moves independently, but there was no squeezy thing. And then I took that cover off and discovered there's a catch in there, and there was actually a small hole, if you can see there. It's a bit bigger now because I wanted to be able to fit that screwdriver in. So basically you squeeze the bottom one and then you push that one down, and then with your third hand it slides out. Horrible design if you didn't know it was there. Right, let's continue getting this cover off. Right, I want to take these out so that I can get the cover off without tearing it. And I think you just squeeze these two sections now, and the whole thing should magically slide out. Oh, here we go again. It's just a bit tight. There we go. Let's see what that goes. Okay. And you can see what's going on. So that one obviously, oh, that one obviously likes to run away. So that one obviously controls the height of the headrest, and this one is just the final lock, but there's no squashy thing. You have to put that tiny little screwdriver in there. You got it? Right, into the bucket. Whew. Right, let's see, that can come off there now. I'm losing you. There we go. Right, when you get to this stage it looks like oh wow. I thought it was glued in, but it's actually just Velcro. That's very handy. You can see that. Nice big fluffy Velcro strips. Wow, they must have known I was going to redo this. Goodness, I don't know what the red is. I hope there wasn't a murder. Right, let's look at the back, see what's holding it in. You know what, I might just take this off. I'll end up breaking it if I don't, but not at the moment. Oh look, there is a couple of hog clips here. That's okay, that's all it is. So if I take them out, that's what, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's find something that will cut that. Oh, this is annoying. Give me a sec, let me take this off. Right, that's that out of the way. Where was I? Oh yeah. Got these off. I don't need to be mega careful with this material because it's getting replaced, but I do need it intact for the pattern, because whatever my wife makes for me has to replicate this pretty precisely. Now let's see if that pulls through now. I mean, I might need to disconnect the back from the base, but we'll see. There we go. I think it is heated seats. It's pretty good. Okay, I'll be back in a minute when I figure out how to disconnect that wire. Right, let's see if we can get this thing out now. There we go. Right, so that's obviously just the backrest section. I mean, it's in reasonable condition, but it's just a bit 90s, isn't it? Yeah, I'll hand that over to my wife, she can have fun with that. That looks like a nightmare to me. Oh well, good luck. Right, might as well take the base section off as well. See if there's any hidden treats for us. So it looks like the base cover is held in with these big plastic strip clips. Again, don't want to break them, but a certain amount of force will be required. Actually, not much force at all. Yeah, you don't know until you try. Oh, I nearly got my eye there. So the pleather area transitions into this kind of felt stuff that is attached to it. So I handed this cover to my wife, and her being smarter than me, she found this label. Comes from a Pontiac Grand Prix. I have a bit of class in my Chevy Coupe. Even if it is made in Mexico, but hey, all the best stuff's made in Mexico. You know, like chili and tacos. Now I'm hungry. Right, I'll give this back to my wife. Right, back to fighting with this clip. I'm sure there's a fancy schmancy tool for this. I'm just going to stick with a screwdriver. There we go. More Velcro. Right, so if I turn this upside down, that should just push out the gap. What's this? Oh, another clip. Wow, they love these clips. There we go. That was easy. Not. So, covers are off. Now I can hand them over to my wife and she can do her magic. Hopefully. Oh my goodness, I don't envy her task because even these covers are padded and you've got all this Velcro to... Oh, not my problem. Anyway, I just need to repeat the process for the driver's side. I'll wait and see, maybe ask my wife if she wants to play with this before we fully commit, because that is a big job. But I do want to keep the seats in seat form so that I can do the rest of the work on the interior of the car, like the shifter cable, the handbrake, the pedals, all that kind of stuff, and I still need seats to act like seats. Anyway, I'm going to hand this to my wife. I'm sure she'll be delighted. If you want to see how the seats and the interior turn out, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, tell a friend. Meanwhile, I'm getting back to actual manly car stuff. See you in the next one.